I, 31 female, have not spoken to my sister in 10 years after she had an affair with my ex. I was with my ex from age 15 until we were 20. My sister was 19 at the time, and the affair had been ongoing. Most likely, they started the affair only a short time after my sister turned 18. My ex was the same age as me. My ex proposed to me while we were together. My sister was helping and encouraging me to marry him before he proposed. This was so he would be around and they could keep sleeping together. We got engaged, and a few months later, my sister told me I couldn't marry him because she was pregnant with his child. She tried to salvage a relationship with me and asked me to understand and not be mad at her. I told her she was disgusting and I would never forgive her. I also told our parents what she had done. I saw my sister once after her first child was born, a year or so after I had learned about the affair. She told me she missed me and wanted my daughter to know her aunt. She tried her best to get me to at least agree to a relationship with her daughter, but I told her it was not possible, and I was still not going to forgive her, and I told her not to talk to me again. My parents and extended family also stopped talking to her when she started dating him for real, and they only resumed contact after they broke up. Then they supported her because of the kids. My parents couldn't bring themselves to turn their backs on their grandkids or sever the relationship forever. I was okay with it because I do understand, but her having kids was not an incentive for me to repair things. I'm now happily married and a mom myself. A few weeks ago, my parents called and told me my sister had been living 20 minutes from me for the last 2 years. They know I don't want to talk about her, so until this point, they had not. She moved out of state for a job, and then she lost the job. Her landlord had told her she needed to be out in 60 days because he was repurposing her home. Without her original job and with no support network here, she had turned to them. She didn't want to pull her kids away from the place they were used to now. So my parents decided I should be the one to help. They told me that if I could help her by putting her in touch with people for a job and maybe another rental, it would be amazing. They wanted me to step in before the 60 days were up. I refused to help and told them I would never do a single thing for her again. They pleaded with me to reconsider and told me to think of the kids. They asked me if I hated my sister that much, and I said yes. I told her it would be bad enough to be the affair partner, but to encourage me to get engaged and help him plan it while they were cheating behind my back was such a low thing to do. I said the fact that she stayed long enough to have another child with him showed how little she cared about me. They told me to be a better person than this. Am I the idiot for refusing to help my sister out? Not the idiot. Your parents are fine to resume their relationship with their daughter, separate from you, but they are entirely out of line in demanding you do anything. And then trying to shame you when you don't comply is disgusting. They're the ones that need to be better people. No contact is no contact. It doesn't mean no contact until I need to use you and your resources. Hard pass. The person most obligated to help the kids is their father. The people obligated to help her, if any, are her parents. Why would you recommend someone with such poor judgment? Hey, you should hire my sister. She's unemployed and soon to be homeless due to a series of bad decisions. Also, I haven't spoken to her in 10 years because she had a multi-year affair with my then boyfriend, who she actively convinced me to become engaged to so that she could continue having intimacy with him in secret. This only came out because she became pregnant, after which she continued dating my ex for over a year. Anyway, you can probably trust her. OP's being asked to put her current and future professional reputation in the hands of the person she trusts least on earth. With every fiber of my cold, dark soul, I hope OP sends this to her parents. Where's little Mr. Cheating McBaby Daddy? And why is he not the one the parents are pushing to step up to help Sister McLiar Loser? OP, you're totally not the idiot, and your parents are doing what many parents do, glossing over the past in hopes of a happy family future. I hate the forcing of relationships. Dear God, your parents can deal with it. She's their child, not yours. This happened a few days ago, and I've been conflicted since. Before my birthday, 5 of my friends asked if I'd like to go out to get some food and drinks for my birthday event. I said, sure. Where would we go? Mike said, anywhere you like. I suggested a nearby steakhouse that I've been to in the past. We all meet there. Mike quickly ordered himself a drink and started talking about appetizers. I said I don't usually eat them, but I'll try one. We ordered our mains, and we all ordered the steak and another round of drinks, at which point Adam also ordered a bottle of champagne. I said, you guys don't need to get me champagne. It's only my birthday. Nothing too special. When Mike said, lighten up, birthday boy. Have some fun. I did think that maybe I was being too uptight, and since I was being treated, it's not too big of a problem. I may as well celebrate. Mike started arguing with the table next to us because they threw a French fry at him. I explained to him that they weren't even eating French fries. He had them earlier and must have dropped one. Then he stood up and started swearing at the table. There was a toddler child at the table who looked shocked. I told Mike to sit down, and he started pushing me, saying that man threw something at me. The waiter came over there and said that there had been complaints against us. Mike just silently drank his beer, and Adam started arguing with the waiter, saying the other table started it. The waiter said we needed to pay up and leave in the next few minutes before a problem occurred. I said, thanks, guys. Do you want me to help pay? At which point they all looked at me, and Adam said, you're the birthday man, right? You got money. I said, I thought you were inviting me because it's my birthday as a present. Adam chuckled a bit and said, weren't you the one that chose where we're going, bud? Adam got up to leave and said, let's go, boys. I started worrying. I thought they were pranking me and said, you can't really go. Then Adam began to walk away, so I grabbed him a bit, and he looked at my hand and said, get your hand off me, pal. I just looked at him and said, why are you acting like this, man? They walked out and left me with the bill. I tried to explain the situation to the waiter. He said, someone's got to pay, and your table was causing a lot of trouble tonight. I tried to apologize, but he just looked at me like I was dirt. So I just paid it. It was most of my money. I spoke to my friends after, and they just acted like nothing happened. I said, you guys need to pay me back. And I got several replies along the lines of, it's already over, leave it. So I haven't spoken to them in a few days. I received a few messages asking me if I'm still crying or if I grew up yet. I have yet to reply, and I want to know if I was wrong to assume that I wouldn't be paying. The whole situation had me feeling weird. Not the idiot, but why would you be friends with any of these people? I'd have paid my part of the tab and left. If the restaurant wanted to call the police, I'd let them and provide contact information for the police for everyone who ditched. When I read the first half, I thought it was going to be a split bill, and OP thought his friends were planning to pay for his portion. I can't imagine inviting someone out for their birthday, insisting on ordering apps and drinks and champagne, and then sticking them with the bill for the whole group. These are not friends. OP should never speak to these people again. Exactly. Those are not your friends. Sorry you had to deal with that on your birthday. Take it as a learning experience and know you are wiser, kinder, and a better person than them, and block all of them for sure. But before you go no contact, I'd celebrate one of their birthdays first. Make sure to order a ton. When it's time to leave, go to the bathroom and never return. No, they would call the police on him, and he'd just get stuck with the bill again. Dude, you got played for a sucker on your birthday. That was 100% planned ahead of time. None of those people are your friends. I'm sorry, OP. If you want revenge, take a copy of the bill and take them to small claims court for their portion. LOL. I, 25 female, don't like money talk. I keep it private because growing up, I've seen the things people will do for money. I've seen it destroy my brothers. My parents died when I was little, and I was taken in by my grandparents who raised me. It was a very privileged upbringing, but they also raised me to be frugal and grateful for what I have. I'm incredibly thankful for what I have. I don't show off. I don't care for labels. Most of my clothes are thrifted. My husband, 38, and I live well within our means. The problem is that our friend group has just discovered I'm rich, and they're mad. We had friends over for dinner, and the wife of my husband's best friend went into our office to take a private work call. We've let friends take private calls in there before with no issue. She snooped while in there and found documentation about my trust fund, investments, etc. When she came out, she was mad, and I thought it was just because of the call. So I left her alone and continued cooking. She told everyone I was rich, showing them one of the documents she had taken from the office. My husband took it but told her it was none of her business. At dinner, she kept going on about me masquerading as poor because I thrift, have a cheap old car, travel in economy, and don't offer to cover the bill when we go out. Our other friends agreed and were angry because I had never said I had money or offered money when one of them was struggling. We ended up cutting dinner short and asking everyone to leave. I've had messages from them, mostly the women, being angry that I never told them I had money. I've even had a couple of requests for money. One has already asked me for $50,000 to cover their student loans because I had my college paid for. I had scholarships that covered everything. My husband has told me to ignore them and that it's none of their business. His best friend called and apologized for all of this, as his wife shouldn't have snooped. I've been very much frozen out from the group. I've been told I won't be invited to anything until I pay my equal share. And by equal share, they mean I pay for everything. Am I the idiot for not telling my friends I'm rich? Not the idiot. I don't know why you even ask if you're the idiot. If I were you, I would be boiling mad at the gross invasion of privacy and snooping into things that have nothing to do with them. Add to that the audacity of demanding you pay their student loans just because you have money. What kind of entitled BS is that? Those women are not your friends. You haven't been honest with them about your financial situation. Jesus, you are not an idiot for not telling them about your finances. It is none of their business how much you or anyone else in this group of friends has. Just because you can afford to pay for everyone doesn't mean you have to. Cut them out. They're dead wood. Dear friend group, I acknowledge that not telling any of you I had a trust fund has upset you, but I didn't mention it because I was worried it would bring out the worst in you, as I've seen before. Unfortunately, my worries were well-founded because you've all mistreated me following information that was shared without my consent. Please don't contact me again. I wouldn't even bother granting them an explanation. They'd all be instantly blocked and discarded from my mind. When I discovered that my friend had taken private paperwork from my office and shown it to the rest of the group, I would have told them to get out and not come back. I hope you find better friends soon because your old ones suck. I do love my girlfriend, but I am really annoyed right now. My girlfriend could not get through college because it was too difficult. She was 24. She was crying all the time and stressed out. She tried for multiple years but couldn't do it. She said it was too hard for her. And after discussing it a lot, I said she could drop out and I'd take care of her. I like the idea of giving someone I love a really happy and great life. She can enjoy herself and chase after hobbies. I always pictured myself with someone who was highly educated like I was, but I realized it doesn't have to be that way, and some people are happier without the capitalist grind. It was hard for a while, especially when we were younger and I was still in school, but I'm an engineer now. Since I'm the only person providing, I work in the upper 40 to mid 50-hour range weekly. I love my job and I'm passionate about what I do, but it is physically exhausting. It even zaps my energy on the weekends. I'm still young though, so I plan to work less in the future. She does 90% of the cooking and cleaning, but we have a smallish condo. We live in a big city and no kids. We do have a dog. So I was shocked when we were with our friends and she mentioned that she was a stay-at-home mom and it was the hardest job in the world, which she did. I corrected her and said we didn't have kids and she didn't want any for the next 10 years. She said, sure, but our dog is our child. For the rest of the dinner, she went on to talk about how difficult being a housewife is with a woman there who was actually a stay-at-home mom. It really rubbed me wrong I would never say that I had the most challenging job in the world. Afterward, I asked her what she meant. I said she was living the life. I would kill to be in her shoes. I'm clocking 50 hours a week, while she's sending me pictures of her shopping at Target, spending hundreds somehow, and she has the hardest job in the entire world? I said that made me feel really underappreciated. She said I was underappreciating her. It is the hardest job. Cooking and cleaning is exhausting. She said she spent 6 hours cooking yesterday, but I pointed out all she made was a Chipotle bowl. If that's taking you 6 hours, something is wrong. She said she was counting the hours she spent letting the beans simmer. Like, geez, it comes off as extremely privileged, which she is, I guess. I told her she has no idea what it's like for me. She's never worked a full-time job, and it rubs me the wrong way she's talking about how hard cooking beans is. I said if it was that hard, she could go back to school or get a job, and we'd hire a cook and a cleaner. If I hired someone to do her job, I'd save a lot of money. It turned into a big fight. She called me an idiot. Not the idiot. You're being taken advantage of. This will not get better. You should consider yourself lucky she's just a girlfriend and you have no kids. Leave now. She will always be entitled and always think she's doing more and counting the beans simmering. Who counts the time it takes for food to simmer as the amount of time you spend working? She was probably watching TV during. She's ridiculous. If looking after one dog and cleaning a small condo is such a hard life for her, imagine what happens when life really starts getting hard. Important, do not allow her to whoops a baby you, or you'll end up doing all the work for the kid too. OP, please listen. She is likely to start getting concerned that the gravy train is ending. You enjoy or at least feel responsible for caring for others, so she'll realize that a baby would be an even better way to latch you in forever. Do not trust her with birth control at all. She sounds like a self-entitled mooch who has no clue what the real world is like. Genuinely so confused here, but maybe I messed up. My 43 female son, tween, had a sleepover this weekend with 4 other boys at my house. They were fine and well-behaved and played video games and stuff. You know, kids. I thought I would give them a special treat in the morning, since it was a sleepover, and got a half dozen donuts for the boys and one for me. Quick and easy breakfast for a fun morning. I typically make things like eggs, toast, and fruits and smoothies, but I thought it was a special occasion. One of the boys told his mom, I guess, and I got a horrible Facebook message saying I'm terrible for feeding my kids this and that I'm going to make him obese. I tried to explain, but she said that her son wasn't going there again and blocked me. As far as I know, her son has no health issues, so eating a donut would not be super detrimental to him. Am I the idiot? Not the idiot. Donuts after a sleepover sounds perfectly normal and delightful. If this kid's mom didn't want her kids to have sugary sweets, she should have informed you beforehand. Also, what was she expecting to happen food-wise at a sleepover? You did fine. Sleepovers are for doing fun things you wouldn't normally do, like staying up really late, playing games and eating cold leftover pizza or pie for breakfast. The mom could have been more reasonable and said, "Hey, please don't feed my kids donuts for breakfast." To which you could have responded with, "Sure, won't happen again." But she didn't allow you to respect her boundaries with her kid. It sucks for your son that his mom is like this, but you did nothing wrong. It sucks for your son's friend, too, because kids with parents that are that severe about treats often have a bad relationship with food. They're never taught to moderate, so when they finally get a taste of junk food, they go all in and don't know how to stop. Either that or they become paranoid about the slightest fluctuation in weight. And then hello, eating disorder. Some people really shouldn't have kids.